Richard, first of all, any changes from the Ireland game?
Yeah, we've made several changes to the starting team. Byron's been very big on saying to the squad from the outset that if you perform in training and perform for your club in your region, you will get an opportunity. So there have been some changes. We've swapped our hookers around. So Elliot comes back in to start. We've got three very good hookers this year. Scott Otton's really come in and shook it up last year. Elliot and Ethan did very well as a first year. So Scott will, I'm sure, get an opportunity further down the line if he keeps performing like he is. Second rows are the same. One change in the back row where Scotty Matthews, who was man of the match in the first game, comes back in after his knee injury, with Ben Roach dropping to the bench. Again, not performance related. We think we've got some good ones there, and we just want to swap it around and keep it fresh and keep boys on the toes. Change at 9. Connor Lloyd comes in for Tom Williams. Tom's had two very good games, but Connor and Luke Jones have trained well as well, so they deserve a shot at it. Same outside half. Harry Evans comes back in the centre to partner captain Stefan Hughes. Harry from the first game, with Garen Smith stepping out there. And then from a back three point of view, Dav Howells comes back in on the wing, Ashton remains on the right wing, and Stefan Evans comes in for Llanelli, who's had several very strong showings for Llanelli in the Premiership, and he comes in for Avon Bagshaw, who again has done nothing wrong, performed well, but we've got to give opportunity to other boys in those positions as well.
2 wins out of 2 so far. You must be happy with what you've seen.
Yeah, 2 wins out of 2. I think most people would have expected us to win the first one, Italy at home, and it was a dogged Italy side, but we managed to come out on top. The Ireland away game was a performance which at half time we really had to turn the volume up a little bit and tell a few home truths to get that second half performance out of them, and they showed that they could do it, and that was an outstanding performance against a very strong Ireland side who 7 days previous had taken Scotland apart. But I think we all feel that this is the most crucial game so far. France at home, they're 2 out of 2. They're a particularly impressive side with some key individuals, a very strong pair of half-backs, strong forward-orientated game as well, with a very close quarter kicking game where they look to pull defences apart. But playing 2 games at home in France to come into what may be a wet and windy North Wales on a Saturday night with a partisan crowd behind them is something different. So we'll come 6:05, we'll fly into them and see where we end up.
You touched on France's forwards game there. The Welsh forwards have looked extremely solid so far, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. I think going back a couple of months ago, we sat down as a management team and performance profile the group that we had, and we realised that this year we may not be blessed with size. So if we're not, we can't go and find something that's not there. So let's build a game and build a mentality around what we've got and build it around our strengths. And that's what we've done. And if you look at like the back row for this weekend, Will Boyd, Scotty Matthews, James Benjamin, all under 6 foot, but by God, they're very, very good rugby players. In the first 2 games, they've showed that, along with Ben Roach, and you've got people like Rob Dudley-Jones in behind pushing for a start as well. So I think that it'll be a big test this weekend. They're a big scrummaging outfit as well. They got a couple of boys like Kamara, who are the 6, who plays week in, week out for Toulouse. The hooker has been keeping Tolafua out last year. So I think that it's going to be a big test. But French rugby is synonymous with what type of mindset they're going to turn up in. I'm sure that'll be a positive one because of the fact they're 2 out of 2 and they can maybe see a bit of a chink of light for a championship at the end of the tunnel. But so can we if we can crack this game and get it finished. So it's going to be close, it's going to be tight, it's going to be our biggest challenge today. We've got to make sure that up front we have a real good crack at them. Behind, they've obviously got some dangerous runners, as you would expect. The key player for them is their 9, a guy called Baptiste Saron, who plays for Begla Bordeaux in the top 14. Quality act, can kick off both feet, so we need to make sure that our backfield is well organised.
The championship is wide open.
Championship is wide open, because if we were to get this, we go up to Newcastle then to play England. They've dropped one along the way to France. So our aim is just to quite simply turn up at Kingston Park in 2 weeks' time, 3 out of 3, trying to get a big performance away. But we haven't even talked or mentioned that. It is wide open, but 2 out of 2 is a pleasing place to be.
Tickets from £10 for adults, only £5 for kids. France and Scotland tickets also on sale. Go to venuecymru.co.uk or Colwyn Bay Leisure Centre. Under 26 Nations Rugby comes to North Wales. Be there.